Hey y'all, hey, it's me, Christina McCrary on Facebook, aka a whole bunch of other stuff, including Petty 12 3/4, aka Xtina McCrazy on TikTok and Instagram, host of McCrazy's Place podcast on YouTube, and it has an IG and a Facebook, co-host of Thursday Night Live, which streams live every Thursday night at 5:15 p.m. Pacific, 8:15 p.m. Eastern, Friday morning, 10:15 a.m. in Japan. And co-host of this wonderful magical podcast, the Lightning Bolt Chronicles. And we'll tell you all the places where you can watch. Although if you're watching now, you know we're on YouTube. At the end of the show. Co-host, please introduce yourself.
Hey, magical friends! It's Erica, your local Hufflepuff, and I'm Poodle Noodle 82 on Instagram. But oh my gosh, we have the greatest episode for you ever. First of all, we're so sorry that it took us a while to get it to you, but it's only because, first of all, we were having technical difficulties, and second of all, there is just so much to consume. There was a lot to get through. We had a lot. I mean, I will be honest. Yes.
I had 992 pictures and videos.
We literally took pictures of pretty much exactly the same thing, but it was good because that way we had lots of choices to bring all of the best quality to you directly. Again, like you saw, we went to the WB studio tour, the making of Harry Potter.
Wait. Let's talk about how the people tell you, oh, it should take about 4 hours to go through the whole thing. What happened, Erica? What happened, Erica? What happened?
We had tickets. Our arrival time was 9 o'clock in the morning, and we didn't leave until 7 p.m. And I honestly,
4 hours.
I could have stayed longer, okay? I could have stayed longer. I would have pushed through the pain. I could have stayed
I'm
longer.
the problem.
She was a little tired, and it's okay. It's understandable. It was literally like the day after she got here from LA. So she was also a little bit jet lagged. Her timing was a little bit off. And, you know, it's a lot of walking. They tell you that it takes 4 hours. And I think that they're talking about the people who kind of just meander a little bit, kind of walk through, look at stuff like, oh, and then like eat there and then leave, which that is not what we were going to do. Not at all.
No.
Just a bit of a tip. If you are a Harry Potter fan, like we are Harry Potter fans, then I highly suggest that you get super early morning entry. The earliest you can get is 9 o'clock in the morning.
Not on a weekend.
Oh, don't go on the weekend. Yes, do not go on the weekend. That's a bad idea, especially in Japan. People don't mind crowds so much here. I mean, I guess that's everywhere, but excuse me. For us, we really don't want to be in a crowded place. And we want the most bang for our buck, and that's being there at 9 o'clock in the morning until 7 o'clock at night.
It was so much fun, and we can't wait to show you guys
Yeah,
all of the stuff that we did.
Just a quick little like intro, we are going to take you through a very surface level kind of situation here for the tour. We're not going super, super in depth today because if we did, it would probably, how long do you think that would take us?
7 hours.
Pretty much. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to give you a surface level introduction to the tour. And then normally how we would bring you some interactivities in the Instagram stories and whatnot. Instead, this week, we're going to bring you the in-depth look into some of these rooms. So basically we go, here's the little book. And here's, I'm just going to give you like a little sneaky peeky. The Great Hall, a couple of areas. Also, this book, if you buy the VIP tickets, it comes with your book. Don't forget to get it at the end of the day. And there is also an insert that opens up. Amazing. So we're going to take you through the like different rooms that are in the book, and well, the different rooms that we went through in the tour, and then all of our pictures and whatnot. But don't forget to check in on the Instagram stories for the real, like unplugged, unedited, bam, 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 buckets of pictures.
Buckets.
Did I miss anything?
No, the only thing I do want to add, though, is if anybody is new to Harry Potter and is reading along based on the chapters that we were doing and stuff like that, this is going to include some things that you may or may not understand. I don't think there's really spoiler alerts, but there may be. So just keep that in mind as you continue to watch.
I have a feeling that there will be spoilers, but you know what? It's fine.
Yeah, she's probably right. I mean, because we also rewatched all the Harry Potter movies and literally analyzed, like we were on the podcast, the book versus movies as we watched them. So there will be spoilers.
After we went to the tour, we came back to my house and just Harry Potter marathoned all the movies. And it was
and Fantastic Beasts twice.
It was a revelation. It was a real eye-opening experience to see it from the production point of view and the in-depth, the architecture, the costumes, the props, the sets, the designs,
and super up close.
And then going back to watch it, it was like, oh, I didn't even realize this existed. Anyway, let's get into it.
All right, guys, here we go. Lightning strikes Tokyo.
They had really cool interactive areas where you could do kind of parts of the scenes and whatnot. So that was the fireplace. There is the Hungarian horntail right at the entrance when you walk in. And it's Christmas. It was Christmas in Japan. So they've got the Christmas tree, the beautiful, beautifully decorated Christmas tree. This is
when you walk in, they have all the movie posters, in all different languages. And this is the Great Hall opening up.
The Great Hall has each house represented in robes and whatnot.
And Dumbledore's podium is a work of art.
There's and they have Sorting Hat, Professor McGonagall.
They have the teachers up at the high table.
Mm-hmm.
And then we moved into the next room where they showed models of some of the buildings inside and out. Of course, this is the Burrow, Dumbledore's office.
Yep, the inside of Dumbledore's office. And all of the intricacies.
This is the Gryffindor common room and the Slytherin common room.
Those are the only two.
Yeah, because those are the only ones you really see in the movie.
Yep. They had a Quidditch section where you get to see the different brooms, the bludgers, the quaffles, all that.
Triwizard Tournament area.
Yeah,
You saw Crumb and
4.
Karkaroff, Fleur, and geez, I forgot her name.
Madame Maxine.
Yes, thank you. These are the room of requirement.
That's the vanishing cabinet.
Yep. Dumbledore's office.
This is Dumbledore's office. There are all of the previous headmasters' portraits all over the place. He also has his telescope behind him back there. All of the memories that he collected. These are the 2 different versions of Dumbledore because there were 2 actors.
All the wands. Death Eater masks. You got to make your own Death Eater mask. Oh, Hermione's dress and a bunch of different shoes. And so many of the professors throughout. Ugh. Oh, the
Here
potions classroom.
Yeah, the potions class where this is another class.
デスイーターです、皆さん。気をつけてください。デスイーターは危険ですが、私と一緒にワンドコンバットを学びましたね。一斉に手を構えて、すぐ前にございますよ。構えて、3、2、
He's trying to get all of the audience to participate in the stupid class.
次は皆さんだけでお願いします。構えていきますよ。3、2、1、はい。やりました、皆さん。次はエクスペリアムス試しますよ。構えて集中して、3、2、1、エクスペリアムス。よし、聞いてる。
エクスペリアムス。
Well, he's asking everyone to do it with him. It was cute.
These are all of Gilderoy Lockhart's books in the library. All of Madame Umbridge's decrees.
Yeah. Here's
and the entrance to the Forbidden Forest.
And you know, Hogwarts' main mascot is a Hogwart, like a wart, like a boar. So
Warthog.
A wart. Thank you, Warthog. And there's Hagrid. Oh, it's coming! Wow!
Is that a horse? It's a chillin', by the way. A chillin'.
And then this is Hagrid's hut outside.
I love that he has like 5 teddy bears on the bed.
I know. So in his room, he has 5 teddy bears on the bed. He's got a bunch of animal cages and all kinds of like crazy things. Do you want to talk a little bit about that segment?
Yeah, go ahead.
So we went through the lobby into the cinema area, and the cinema area was all of the promo posters for the various movies.
And they were in different languages.
The cool part about it is that they were in different languages. Some of them were in Spanish or Korean or Chinese or English also. And it was really cool to see the different promos that were produced worldwide. After that, we went into the Great Hall. This is the only area that is timed. So you only get a certain amount of time, and they kind of like corral you like cattle. And they're like, okay, you have to move on now. But we were
Because it's the very beginning and they have timed entry. Like we said, our timed entry was 9 o'clock. So once they get you in there and do all of that, they got to push you out for the next group to come. But we felt a little bit rushed because 4 hours, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., you know? We were reading all the things and looking at all the things, and they had a different section for each house where they had the robes and different people's uniforms and the pennant, and there was a big fireplace with a warthog over it, and like the candles were, and so we were, you know, taking it all in, and then we got rushed out a little bit too quickly.
Yeah, and the house points as well.
Yes, house points. They were up at
There were
the
so many beautiful details that you can actually see up close. It's all tangible. It's not just watching it in a movie. It's there before you. And it was, I mean, the plates, the water jugs with the warthog caps, everything just so gorgeous. But yeah, that section was timed. Everything else you can go at your own pace. You can do it very leisurely. Obviously, we were there for so long. But just that section, kind of want to create waves of people so that areas don't get clogged throughout the rest of the tour. Then we saw production design, which is where we got to see mini models. Well, I say mini, I mean more like mini models.
Scale models of the borough, the offices, the bridge, the different ways that the roofs were done. Yeah, very, very detailed information on how they made these places come to life.
Incredible detail, really, because you can see the exterior and you can see the interior. So they really delved so deeply in order to create the atmospheres that you see in the movies, which was exceptional.
And then standing in Dumbledore's office, surreal.
Yes. The marble staircase area is one of the interactive areas where you go in and you see it's this very much to scale, one small section of the marble staircase that actually moves. But the cool thing there is there were, I want to say, were there 4 stations?
6 maybe?
Okay. More than 4.
Maybe 5. I feel like there were more than 4, but 5 or 6.
Okay. So you get this QR code on your phone and you scan it at the station, and then you get to do a little very short montage, a little video of some kind. And then
like 15 seconds.
Yeah. And then you walk over to the portrait wall and you are one of the moving portraits. So fun.
Oh my God. I didn't understand how it worked at first. So I'm like posing for pictures while it's counting down. And then we go out into the hall and I'm like, oh my God.
Don't worry, guys. We'll post it on Instagram so that you can see her standing there while I'm trying to move. Okay. Then we have Living at Hogwarts, which I was surprised that there was only the Gryffindor common room and the Slytherin common room, but at the same time, the other 2 common rooms were never in. Oh, actually, the Ravenclaw common room was.
Very briefly and not a lot of detail. I can't remember if it's in the movie. I know they go in there in the book, but I can't remember if they do in the movie or not.
Yeah, so they
no, they don't. They don't.
Yeah. because she stopped him in the staircase. So
yeah, they never go into the Ravenclaw common room in the movie. In the book they do, but not in the movie.
So
and neither the books nor the movies do we ever get any idea of the Hufflepuff common room.
No. Yeah. So that was really nice to see, especially I feel like the Slytherin common room is something that in the movies you don't really get to see very much. The Gryffindor common room you do, so it's much more familiar, but the Slytherin common room you get to really take in the details of everything that's in the background. And I really thought that was super cool because it also is very, you really get the feel that it's cold, it's dark, it's kind of dusty, and there's an air of evilness, kind of, or like sly intelligence.
I got like old money vibes.
Okay. You got the
that's the kind of vibe I got. Yeah, in the leather couches and the the big fireplace with the serpent over the top.
and
it just gave
old.
Yeah, it just gave the air of old money. And they had a chessboard and gobstones on the tables, and yeah, it was cool to actually get to see up close. But yeah, it gave me that old money feel, like a cigar club,
Oh yeah, kind of cigar clubby, sure.
Yeah, like we sit and smoke cigars and drink brandy after dinner kind of feel.
Don't forget the port. Don't forget the port. Or the brandy. Whatever your choice.
Anyway.
So then after that, we get to see the costumes and the props, which, oh my gosh. We showed you her dress, but you get Lita Lestrange's dress. This is from Fantastic Beasts. You get Luna Lovegood's dress, the one that she wore. When she wore it
to Slughorn's party.
To the Slug Club party.
Yep.
Yeah. So cute. You
get to see
part.
Yep. I was gonna say Arthur Weasley's bike with the seat on it. I mean, broom with the seat on it and the basket.
Yep. The dirigible plum tree. So many cool details from the costumes and the props. That was really amazing.
Man.
And then learning at Hogwarts with the professors. Do you want to talk about that?
We got to go into all the classrooms, the potions classroom. You'll see video later when we drop all of the videos of Erica making potions. The Mirror of Erised, the Dark Arts classroom. You saw there was was that a Dementor? No, a Death Eater.
It was a Death Eater.
Yeah.
All of the creatures and stuff in the jars in the Defense Against the Dark Arts class.
The potions ingredients. The Pensieve.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, the Pensieve. Oh my God, so much stuff.
Then you go into the Forbidden Forest, where you actually, there are two interactive areas there. One where you can try to get Buckbeak to bow to you, and another one which you saw Christina doing, which is where you try to make a Patronus, and then you get to see the Patronus, and then the Patronus goes away. That was really cool. And Aragog. Oh my gosh. Aragog. There's a life-size talking interactive Aragog, which was really amazing. After
And
that
a
was
lot of
Hagrid's house.
Aragog's family is floating around in there too.
And spider webs all over the place. Yeah, it was cool. So that is the first half of the tour. By this time, it was lunchtime. And there is a cafe. Because of the size and the scale of the tour, there's actually a cafe at the halfway point. So we're going to show you that now. This is called Backlot Cafe, and that is a dirigible fun train. But tip, if you go to, oh, here's the, sorry, I'll show you later. This is what you can order at the Backlot Cafe where you saw the picture. But if you're sitting around to the right side of the Backlot Cafe, every day they make approximately 30 portions of Umbridge's afternoon tea. It's very special, only about 30 a day. And it's a full-on English
Hi.
kind of a set. This is the
I'm so sorry.
potion kind of tea.
Oh, the tea is blue.
It's called butterfly pea tea. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but if you add any kind of acidity to the tea, it changes color from blue to pink or purple, depending on how much. That is the tea set with all of the adorable tea sweets and treats.
A lot of
Of course,
sweets.
it's the chessboard.
He's gonna sacrifice himself! No, Ron, you can't!
This Hogwarts bridge was actually not in the movies. We'll talk more about that. Privet Drive.
Yes. Butterbeer and pumpkin pasties. Pasties. The night bus. Oh, all the cute little snacks in the Frog Cafe.
And the food hall.
Oh,
This is, yeah, the
tickets.
boat truck in the shopping area.
The trolley. Oh, was
All
that the
right.
end of it? That must be
That's
the
the
end of
end.
it.
So basically what I wanted to show you guys here, what we wanted to show you guys here is kind of the shopping area where you can spend as little or lots of money as you'd like. So the Backlot Cafe serves regular food, burgers, pot pie, different things. But if you go off to the side and ask, do you have any Umbridge tea left? Like I said, they make a very limited quantity, and it's only available Monday through Friday. It's not available on the weekends. And what did they say that they were going to stop doing it soon, or I don't
Those
remember.
the people that we talked to that were sitting next to us said they heard that.
So go quick if you like and or want to experience afternoon tea. It's very Umbridge. It's so Umbridge.
So Umbridge. So the decoration is Umbridge's office. You'll see in the background of some of the pictures there were plates and it kind of looked washed out, but that's because they had the cats moving in the plates, so they were TV screens. The tea had 3 plates on the tower. The tea itself was definitely the highlight of the tea. They pour it out, it's blue. They tell you exactly what order to do everything in. So like you put your lemon slice in there or squeeze lemon in there and it starts to get a little more purpley. And then you put a mint leaf in there. And then that little bowl was sugar and like this rock candy. And you put that in there and mix it in, and you can hear it popping and cracking like pop rocks, but louder, popping and cracking, and the tea turns pink. Definitely the highlight of the tea for me because only the bottom layer was anything savory, and it was so much sweet dessert. So much. Most of it I just took a little bite out of to taste it. I didn't finish a lot of the desserts.
If you are a sweets lover, then the tea is for you. It's super special. It's actually all you can drink. So non-alcoholic, of course. They have different kinds of tea besides the butterfly pea tea. They also have fruit teas or Darjeeling or Earl Grey, different things like that. They also have Japanese sodas like a melon soda or ginger ale and Coke, things like that. All of that is all you can drink for, I believe it's about an hour and a half or so, quite long. And
Yeah.
like Christine said, the first tier is the only savory tier. The other two tiers are sweet. I mean, it's afternoon tea. Oh, but the scones. Tell them about the scones.
How did I forget about the scones? They
Because we
gave
didn't
us,
even take a picture of the scones. We just ate them.
oh my God, scarfed them. And like, I could have just had all you can eat tea and scones and I would have been happy. The scones were genuine English scones with clotted cream and was it raspberry jam?
Yes.
Oh, so good. So incredibly good, but only about that big. So I was like, oh my God, I could eat like 10 of those.
They were fantastic. They were warm. Oh my God, so tasty.
And the
But
clotted
yeah,
cream and the raspberry jam, just there's something about the way that mixed together with the texture of the warm scone that was so delectable.
and the quality, like the quality of the scones, the quality of the clotted cream, the quality of the raspberry jam, just really
Just
one of the best experiences.
stellar.
Uh,
Stellar.
yeah, for sure. And then after that, we had the top two tiers, which were sweets, and it's more, I mean, yeah, they were tasty. It's not like they weren't tasty. It's just if you're a savory gal like we are, it was just a lot of sweets.
It's a lot of sweet.
But they were also not too sweet. Like the level of sweetness was just right. They weren't overbearingly sweet.
Everything was good. There was just a lot of it.
Yeah.
Like if there were 12 things, on the 3 trays, 9 of them were sweet desserts.
Well, we had the sandwiches, the soup, and something
And that's
else.
it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No.
There were 2 different kinds of sandwiches.
No, and the roast beef.
That wasn't a sandwich?
No, the little sandwiches. There were like 3 different kinds of little sandwiches, and then there was the roast beef on toast.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember that. And then the
soup.
pumpkin soup.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then mousse and brownies and cheesecake and
A lot of dessert.
But everything
But
was
yeah.
really good. Everything was tasty. Everything was tasty. It was just a lot of dessert for me. That's the only reason I didn't finish it. But yeah, definitely worth the experience.
Definitely. especially considering that it's a little bit more one of a kind. So if you plan on going more than once, you can at least, you can experience something a little bit different.
Yeah, because the
But
Backlot Cafe was pretty effing crowded. The lines were ridiculous long. The food smelled
actually,
really good, but
when I took that picture, there wasn't anyone in the line. Everyone came afterwards. So after we left and we finished our tea, it was
yeah,
full.
when we were walking out. When we were walking in, it wasn't as full, but when we were walking out, it was super full.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
afterwards, we have the Butterbeer bar outside. And the Butterbeer bar is what it sounds like. They actually have butterbeer flavored popcorn, which I was interested and intrigued by. I wanted to try, but I had just stuffed myself with a bunch of cake and cheesecake and pudding and treacle tart and everything else. So I could
Don't forget
not.
the lemon mousse.
But I did want the special butterbeer mug, so I forced myself to drink. I also got a pumpkin pasty because it was super cute. It had a little Hogwarts H emblazoned into the pie crust, which was cool. You can see that further as well on our stories. And then the outside section, which was the chessboard, the bridge, I thought was really cool. The bridge was developed by Alfonso Cuarón, one of the directors, because it didn't exist in the books. I thought that was crazy to read, that it didn't exist and that he developed it for different scenes and then it was used, and they only developed a very short piece of it. Everything else was CGI. I thought that was also very interesting to read about.
It's true. They never mention a bridge in the books.
No, that's what the sign
But
said too.
so
Like,
much happens on that bridge in the movies.
yes.
Yikes.
Yeah, that was a very interesting kind of mind-blowing moment to read that, and it dawns on you and you're like, oh, wow, what a book versus movie moment.
Yeah. But I mean, the bridge is iconic.
Yeah. And then you have the motorbike, Sirius's motorbike, which becomes Hagrid's motorbike. And then the Ford Anglia and the night
The
bus.
night
These
bus.
are all more picture. Oh, and then Privet Drive.
And Privet Drive. Yep.
So what I loved so much about Privet Drive is seeing the details that you don't get to see in like up close when you're watching the movie. For example, the awards, the ridiculous awards that Dudley received, like you're like, this is a participation award, right? Like this is and I mean just being in there was very cool.
Being able
Very
to look at, oh God, yes. But being able to look at the cabinet under the stairs, to actually look in and see the cabinet, to walk through and see Dudley on the floor and Aunt Marge starting to balloon out the window.
Yeah. And what I liked about the cupboard was the like everything is kind of as is, where he has his little kind of like army guys that he would play with
On
and
the little
the
shelf.
wires and everything.
Mm-hmm.
The kitchen that was full of dirty dishes.
Petunia would never.
I remember you saying that. But it was literally like because of Aunt Marge blowing up that it was like mid dinner.
They were already to brandy. They were already to brandy, and Harry was cleaning up the kitchen.
Well, yeah, Harry was cleaning up the kitchen. Maybe it was at that moment that he was about to start cleaning, and he's like, "I'm out of here." it gives it that in the moment air of things.
It very much did. I
Yeah,
loved
but
all the letters coming out from the fireplace, though. That was so awesome looking.
the one thing that I have to say that I was disappointed at in this section was it had to be the fact that you can't go into the night bus. It's not a walkthrough experience. Whereas Privet Drive, you can walk through. This was literally just look at the bus from the outside, stand on the little entryway, and that's it. That made me a little bit sad. And there were
The-
no talking heads.
That part. No talking head, but the swinging chandelier was kind of cool.
Yeah, but you could only see it from far away because
Yeah,
it was on the
true.
second story.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, considering all in all, that was the only part that I was a little bit sad about, but it's okay. It was a great experience.
Minor. Very minor.
Shall we move on to the last half of the tour?
So once we came from outside, it was time
Yeah.
to go to platform 9 3/4.
Platform 9 3/4, the Hogwarts Express, our favorite.
Jacob Kowalski.
Yes.
We went to the Ministry of Magic.
Yep. Where they have the Ministry Munchies.
Yeah. All
This
of the
was part
Horcruxes.
the Horcruxes were part of the first half of the tour, but I thought it fit better here with the Ministry and Magic is Might.
We played Quidditch and flew around on broomsticks.
We sure did.
Oh, and we walked through Diagon Alley.
And Mina Lima.
Yes, Mina Lima.
I love, love, love Mina Lima.
Man. Oh. And then this was a scale version of the it went back to the beginning of the Hogwarts castle. And I spent so much time just looking at all the little tiny details. The boathouse down by the water, the lights coming on in the castle, the bridge, the turrets. Oh my God, it was awesome.
Yeah. I have to say, so when you first walk in to platform 9 3/4, going back to the beginning of the second half, there are some lines to get into. There are two different lines to get in, well, three technically. One, you could get into the line to take a picture at the very front of the Hogwarts Express, where it's you right in the front and you can kind of get the shot of the length of the Hogwarts Express. Yeah, it would be a nice shot, but how long do you think that line was? It had to have been over 30 minutes long.
Long enough that after about 5 minutes and not really moving that far, we were like, do we really need a shot right in front of the train?
Yeah.
As long as we get a shot with the train, on the train, near the train, with the train sign showing, won't we be okay?
Yeah, it was more than anything, I think, for if you like the pictures, if you want the pictures, go for it. But again, we spent from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. there, and we didn't stand in that line. Can you imagine if we would have? The day would have turned into very late at night. Then there was another line. The second line was to be able to stand where the trolley is to enter the platform. So there are, I think, like 4 or 5 different
I
trolleys
think there
that
were
are
4
all
halfway sticking out of the wall.
halfway sticking out of the wall. Perfect photo op. That line was a lot shorter than the train line. That one I did stand in line for. Christina went off and did her thing and was looking at other stuff, but that one I absolutely wanted the photo op because I feel like that photo op is a little bit more on the rare side unless you've been to, what is it, Universal Orlando has one.
Okay.
And I want to say a couple other places have it, but it's not very common. So I wanted that photo op. Then you have the train itself, where you can go into the train, and each carriage that you walk through is a different movie. They don't represent
Movie
all of them.
scene.
We weren't in the train for all the movies, but they do have the very first one. And the cool thing is, obviously, Japan is great for customer service. Excellent. The attendant, the guy who took our picture outside of Hagrid's hut, was actually working the line to get into the train. And he saw us, and we were wearing, so I made skirts for us, and we'll talk about that in our next episode. So stay tuned. But the guy's like, oh, you'll want to pay attention in the first carriage because there is a chocolate frog. And sure enough, the chocolate frog, the, of course, animated chocolate frog, kind of crawls up the window and jumps out. It was the coolest. Very, very cool.
So they have the mannequins of the characters inside of the train car, but then the window is like a TV so that they can do the cool stuff like have the frog jump out the window. In another car, a Dementor comes to the window and you see all the ice going up the window. In another car, Luna's standing there wearing her Spectra specs. It was really cool.
And there were screens behind the Spectre specs so that they were also constantly.
So that they did the spinny thing they do.
Yeah, so they were swirling. It was very, very cool. Then in that section, they have a shop that is specifically selling Hogwarts Express or Platform 9 3/4 merch. And some of it is merch that you can only get there at that shop. So if you walk away and you go to the actual the biggest Harry Potter merchandise store in the world, at the end of the tour, they don't sell those particular items. So of course people are more intrigued and really want to buy them. But it was like, what was it? Like a personalized journal. A couple other things.
Tea towels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but a lot of Platform 9 3/4 stuff. Then after that, we walked into the Ministry of Magic. Oh my gosh. It was a full life-size scale model of the Ministry of Magic. Incredible.
And
Do
as
you
you
want to
saw,
talk
we
about-
got to flew powder into the ministry. Oh my God, the
You wanna talk
statue, the
about the
magic is nice. About what?
The munchies?
Dude. Okay. So you walk into the Ministry of Magic and you're just like, whoa, because we're in the Ministry of Magic. You walk past the Magic is Might statue at the middle, and not the earlier statue that had the wizard and the goblin and the no, this is after Voldemort takes over the Ministry, and the Magic is Might with the people and the So
With
we
all
walk
the
past that
puzzles being smashed down.
in their rightful place.
Oof.
And then we walk up on this like concession-y coffee stand type thing that says Ministry Munchies. And we're like, what is this? I don't know what this is. Ministry Munchies? What is this about? And when we went back and watched.
Mind you, we have watched the Harry Potter movies countless times. Go on.
I've been to the Hollywood Bowl to see some of the movies played with the LA Philharmonic. We go back and we watch the 5th movie, and when the battle is going on in the main atrium of the Ministry, we're like, oh, look, it's Ministry Munchies! Look, there it is again! Hey, there it is again! Now we see it 500 times.
Oh my God. You can see it so clearly. But literally, we are just
never noticed it before.
Well, we're just looking at Dumbledore and Snape and the magic and the spells and the this and the that. And then it's like, oh, there it is in the back. Wait, pause it. There it is.
Yeah,
literally
that was pretty
standing
great.
in front of the Ministry Munchies cart. And I'm like, what is this? And why is this here? And the sign says that it shows up in the movie. It shows up during the battle. And I look at Christina, I'm like, I've never seen this in my life.
Never seen this before in my life.
Yeah.
Little did we know, we saw it lots and lots of times. It had a recurring walk-on role in the 5th movie.
It was mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. Shocking. Also, the thing that was really cool is they showed you how the sets were created. So in the Ministry of Magic, you have the fireplaces to enter through the Flu Network, and they show you how they stain the wood, how they stain the filigree that kind of comes up on the chimneys. Oh my gosh, on the fireplace edges. And then in order to make that finish, they do different coats with different colors so that the colors kind of pop out differently. That was super cool to see. The flu powder video that we did, the Flu Network video that we did was really cool to do as well. We'll show you other ones because we have ones where we walk in individually. We showed you the one that we walked in together, but we also have individuals.
I mean, we can post them again, but we posted that one when we were saying that we were working on this episode.
We'll post them again.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's why I said, oh, of course we'll post them again. Duh.
And I can guarantee you that I'll be posting randomly from my page as well. Just like inspiration, something that's like, I missed this. I'll post it. And then after that, we go to the creatures. Oh my gosh. Obviously, this is Harry Potter, so there are a lot of creatures. Seeing, let's see. Oh, all of the house elves creature. Oh my gosh. And creatures ancestors.
Yes. So seeing Creature and Dobby just life-size standing there was creepy as hell. And then I guess it's a plinth, I don't know, with all the house elf heads that are mentioned at the House of Black. And Creature says that all his ancestors' heads are up there, and that, you know, his head is supposed to be up there at some point one day.
I wonder if that happens in the future. Because
I
that's
don't know, but I was
totally,
just thinking, how are these ancestors working? Because are house elves having babies? Are there baby house elves?
yeah, I would imagine so.
Hmm.
We've never seen one, but I would imagine so.
Yeah, but they don't like go home to their families. Like,
But they probably live there.
but the Malfoy Manor only had one house elf, and Black family only had one house elf.
That we know of.
Mm.
But they have magic, right? So they can just
You've lost me,
like
my servant.
they have magic. So I would imagine that they could come and go, because when your master calls you, you sense it and you go.
Hmm.
You can call
That would be
upon them.
that would be an interesting wormhole to climb into.
Yeah, it will be. We'll get there soon enough. Not soon, but soon.
The
Anyway,
Nifflers, the dragons,
mhm.
Fang.
Oh, and Victor Crumb as a shark head.
Yes. Yes. Pickett, of course.
Yep.
They
And
showed you
all of
how
your
they animated the Nifflers.
Mhm. And then after that, we go into the Broomstick Expo, which is another interactive area where you have to stand in line. You don't have to, I guess, if you don't want to. Christina got a little bit upset in this section. Let's
Well,
let's
hold on. Firstly, the line has two interactive things in the one line. So you stand in the one line to do both things. Okay?
which is cool.
Yeah. The first one was the pictures that you saw where we did undesirable number 1. And what I got upset about was the fact that they weren't moving pictures. Like literally, the face that I was making was because I was imagining the wanted posters that we saw in the movie where Sirius Black is like, and Bellatrix Lestrange is like, but no, we're just like,
And considering the fact that we were moving in many of the other interactive things, that seemed to have been a bit of a miss. But
yes.
also, the other part of that experience, the first part is doing the posters. The second part is riding on a broom, and it's on a green screen. There's a green screen behind you. So there is, you have a director. Each station has a director, and they kind of tell you what to do, which way to kind of sway and whatnot. And you can see what's going to be on the video. You're watching it as it's going on, which was all good. However, the other thing that made Christine upset, and I understand, you don't get to see the posters or the video of you on the broom or the other pictures before they ask you if you want to purchase a package of all of this. Mind you, it's 2,500 yen per person, which is like 20
about 20
some,
bucks.
like, yeah, $22, $21, something like that. Which, all right, you're at like a theme park and you want to buy the picture from you on the roller coaster or whatever, but you get to see those pictures, right? You can determine if you want to buy the picture. So, understandably so, Christina was a little bit butthurt by the fact that you don't get to see the pictures. So be prepared for
Do you
that.
want to
if
buy
you
your pictures
decide
or
to-
not?
Yeah. Be prepared for
That's
that
it.
if you
Do you
decide.
want to buy your pictures or not? Period.
Yeah.
Point blank, done.
We
Now,
bought 'em.
granted, of course we bought them. Now, granted, they all came out pretty good. Thank goodness. But how you gonna sell somebody a whole package of pictures and we can't look at none of them?
Because it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, kind of, to ride a broom and to be, on a green screen and do all this stuff. And so they're pretty much banking on every single one of these people not only purchasing their entry ticket, but also purchasing food and these pictures and maybe some merchandise. So be prepared because your wallet will be tired. What else? Oh, yeah, we went through the Art of Sound and then Diagon Alley, which was phenomenal. It literally felt like Diagon Alley, although I would have liked the lighting to be different.
Yeah.
There were moments
I would
where
say
it
that
was
about a lot of
different.
things.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. The lighting
Because remember, yeah, a lot of the pictures that we took, it was trying to get the right lighting and still not get the crowd of people that were in there. And like, I kept trying to take a picture of the diadem of Ravenclaw. And no matter which angle I went, it just, between the light and the glass it was in, it just wouldn't. I remember multiple times saying they don't really want you to get good pictures in here because the way the lighting was.
you did say that many times.
Uh-huh.
But actually, when it comes to the crowds, we went on a Monday. On a Monday where it was not a holiday, schools were not out yet, and yet there were still some people. So I do not
Don't go on the
recommend
weekend.
going. I do not recommend going on the weekend or going even like during a holiday, during high season, like Golden Week or Obon or New Year's. I do not recommend. Yeah. I mean, if you want those nice shots, a weekday is the way to go.
Yeah, it was pretty crowded for a
There
weekday
are
even.
like you talked about the Hogwarts castle model at the end. How incredible. The light
Just one room by itself, and you literally just walk around it.
Yeah, it was
it was amazing.
And then the light change, I really liked the light change because it took a really long time. So in Diagon Alley, it doesn't take a very long time to go from day to night and night to day. But at the Hogwarts Castle experience, they really took their time in going from like sunrise through the day, dusk into the night, and it being lit up. You can see the lake and the water and then the little boats and just everything. It was so wonderful to witness.
And then from there, you head through a hallway that's the wand shop, which, meh. And then you head into, as Erica stated, the biggest Harry Potter merch store in the world. There was so much crap in there. Not crap. So much stuff. Like things you didn't even know was merch that you want, like Neville's sweater from book 7.
every creature imaginable's plushie.
Just everything, anything you could want. Now, the one complaint I do have is that it's Japan, so fat people aren't a thing, I guess. And so there was
That's
an
everywhere
exclusive.
except for the States.
Okay, well, fine. Americans come to visit too. We want to buy merch. There was a black on black Tokyo exclusive Harry Potter hoodie that I really, 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 really would have liked to have purchased. But unfortunately, Japan sizes only come in small, medium, and large, and the largest one does not fit me. So
yeah,
I was a little bit sour.
Yeah. I mean, I think that many other parts of the world really try to be very open about health and about, what bodies should look like. Um, and people in the United States get a little bit upset when your doctor tells you you're fat, but that's his job.
That part.
So yeah. But that being said, they might have gone to extra large. I'm not sure. But they are very small. Like comparatively, you have to even size up for what you think. Like an extra large is probably a medium
A medium.
in the States. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That being said, I would like to also talk about the merch. I spent How long did I spend?
Well, I was in there with you for a while at first. And I walked around and I looked at things and I perused and I, took pictures and all of that good stuff. And then my feet were hurting. So I went to sit outside on the bench and I was outside on the bench for an hour.
So
An
they
hour
have a
before she came to get me.
they have a Mina Lima shop in that shop. And if you don't know Mina Lima, we're going to talk a little bit more about it in the next episode. But everything promotional, everything that has
Visual.
some kind of visual advertising or like anything that is visual from that Harry Potter Fantastic Beasts world. Any of it, any of it, any of it. Literally anything. All of this was visually created by two graphic
Mina Lima.
designers who make up Mina Lima, Mina Fora Mina, and Eduardo Lima. Anyway, I spent a lot of time in that, just in that little section, and that was a very small section of the whole store. I took lots of pictures. It's just really cool. I really like the graphic design part of Harry Potter and how all of this was created, because that's the magic that makes up the visual part of the world. And they also had some more high-end items or kind of collectible items, which is the Noble collection. And then they also had jewelry that comes from Q-Pot. It's made by Q-Pot, and that stuff was really cool, but pricey.
Pricey.
But I mean, I just wanted to take it all in, to look at everything, and everything was just there. There are some things that, like, you're gonna charge this much for practically nothing. Like there could be a little bit more quality control in terms of how things are made, I think. But, you know, it's a big brand and people think, oh, well, Harry Potter fans are just going to buy it. But I'm very picky about the things that I buy. And yeah, there were some things that I would say are hit or miss. So, but it was still like Christina said, an hour worth of me walking around in that shop, just looking at everything.
It was
So
more than an hour because I also perused the shop and saw pretty much everything. I went into the little Mina Lima shop, all of that. So I even was over there looking at the books in Japanese. Yeah, it was longer than an hour, ma'am, because I was in there for a good 30 to 45 minutes with you.
some of that hour was being in line because that
Oh, that's
line,
fair.
oof, that line
That's
for the
fair.
register was like, I think I was in there for like 20 minutes waiting.
That's fair.
Yeah. Anyway, that was our special episode, guys. That was the official Warner Brothers Studio Tour Tokyo. Is there anything that you want to
As
add?
seen by the Lightning Bolt Chronicles.
Is there anything you want to add about the tour?
Oh, you know what we didn't put in there? Anything from outside.
Oh, well, that comes next.
Y'all have to drop those in the clips, in the
Yeah.
stories. There were Patronus statues outside, which when we came out at night had been lit up with little lights.
So
There was a statue of Hagrid and Harry. Did it say like hello or something in every different language all over the statue or something? I
Oh
can't
yeah,
remember. I
that
feel like
statue
it's
was so cool.
and then there was
I
a
want
big giant pair of Harry's glasses just sitting out in the grass.
I can't remember. It said something on their clothes.
Yeah, I can't
Was it
remember either, but it was
welcome?
maybe it was welcome in all the
Yeah.
different languages.
Hmm.
And that was just our trip to the WB Studio Tour.
We'll post
We
it.
were in Tokyo for 3-4 days, and we did some other things too. And we went to
We'll share
Akasaka
it. We'll
Station.
share it.
Yeah, like there's so much. So much. This is literally just a glimpse. And we've already run long. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, we had an amazing time. We had an amazing time and wanted to share that with all of you. Yay. Tell the people
Just
where to
to,
find us.
well, before I do that, if any of you guys, when we drop the other stuff, if there's anything that you want to see more in depth that you think we might have additional pictures of or anything like that, let us know and we'll be more than happy to share our pictures with you. Also, if you are watching, if you took if you scanned my QR code when I was at the butterbeer shop, to those people who scanned, I saw you. I see you scanning. Hi. I noticed you scanned me after I played back the video. If you're watching, just hi. Yeah. So overall, all in all, I had an amazing time. This is your local Hufflepuff, Poodle Noodle 82 on Instagram. Bye, magical friends.
You all know me, Christina McCrary on Facebook, Xtina McCrazy on Instagram and TikTok, host of McCrazy's Place podcast on YouTube. It has an Instagram and a Facebook page. Co-host of Thursday Night Live. It plays on Facebook and YouTube live every Thursday night at 5:15 p.m. Pacific. and co-host of this, the Lightning Bolt Chronicles. We play on YouTube. Thank you for joining us. We also can be heard audibly on Audible, Amazon Music, iHeartMusic, Spotify, and on our website, www.thelightningboltchronicles.com. We have a Facebook page and a TikTok page, but where all the stuff really happens is in the Instagram stories. So follow us on Instagram to get all the rest of this content that is going to be dropped over the next couple weeks. And we have another special episode before we get back to the chapters in a couple episodes. So thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon. Bye.